It is almost time. Latif is in the house.
One dream, one chance to come clean. The heat of this one touch, the sweetness of one voice. Doors that open to sight, so certain. My heart's open, steady with magic. Get ready now. This is no different than the other time. For my heart just makes this mine. You ask me how I know, but there's no lie. Know the future's in your eyes. I want your love. I want your love. Dancing on the fire with just one desire.
All right, y'all. It is that time. It is that time. We're here live on Triple Threat FM Radio. My guest has arrived, Latif Mercado. Welcome to
What's up?
What's up? Listen, I know you just came back from a cruise.
Hell yeah.
Tell me about that cruise, because I was reading your newsletter. I didn't get to finish it because I was
Okay.
reading it at work. I was reading it at work, and I didn't get to finish. So let me hear it from you. How was?
Oh man, it was the Freestyle Cruise by Priscilla Laboriqua, and she does it every year, man. It's really dope. I encourage everyone to check it out. We have links if you're on the newsletter. I have links all over there. It's freaking 7 nights, so a 7-day cruise into the Caribbean. We went to Dominican Republic. I mean, you're hanging out with all the artists we had. As far as freestyle, we had Angel OCG, we had George Lamont, Lizette Melendez, Niasia was there, Giggles was there. Oh my God. I don't know if I'm missing anybody. I probably am, but yeah, it was dope, man. And then they had Otto Sorio and a couple of Two in the Room, man, Fulanito, they were there. It was really, really cool, man, to be able to just chill out, the fans, who after 7 days they become friends, man. Just like really cool, man. We had a good time.
I bet the food was good too.
Yeah. Have you been on Carnival? You done it?
No, I've been on Royal Caribbean.
Okay.
I haven't hit Carnival, but
Royal Caribbean was our first cruise that me and Angel did, and when we got married, I booked her 4 days because I wasn't sure we were gonna like it.
Mhm.
I surprised her with a 4-day Caribbean Royal Caribbean cruise at Miami, and by the time we got to know the ship, it was the end of the cruise. I was like, oh man, So we like the following year we booked another one, and my sister said, man, do Carnival. Carnival. And then we're here in North Carolina, so there's a port here in South Carolina. So we could drive 3 hours and get to the ship. The only problem is 2024 is the last. They're going to close it down.
Well, that's not good. That's not good. I mean,
it sucks.
Now you got to flight to, because I know there's
and when you're traveling for 7 days, you're not going with one bag.
Right. Yeah. How many bags did you go with?
I mean, I keep it tight. I have one in my knapsack, but I ain't gonna speak for others.
No, I hear you. That's great. And I ordered your book, and it's coming on Sunday. Your first one. And I'm like, man, why is it got? I wanted to peep at it before you got on the show, but it's okay. It's okay. And you just you got a book that just came out, right?
Yeah. So what I did is it's called the yearbook. Where is it? If I have it here, here it is. So I have this one right here. I just put out. So what this is actually 1 year's worth of newsletters. So after I did the newsletter, because I do the newsletter on the 15th, I release it every single month. When I was done I was working on the 12th month. I like how it came out. It was the first year. I was on point. It was on the 15th every month, did it on time. And when I was done, I was like, man, some really good information, but it's going to disappear now, unless you go online. I said, shit, I know how to publish books. I've been doing them. And I said, look, man, can I get this thing out by the end of the year? So this was already December 15th.
Okay.
As soon as that was released, I started putting the book together. And by December 30th, I was able to release that book. And it was surprising when it finally got approved and released on January 1st, which was my goal. I didn't think I was going to do it.
So is
You
that
know?
the goal now every year? So like for 2023, you're gonna have one for 2023.
Right. Yeah. So I'm already 2 months in, and this one that I just did for the 14th this will be issue number 14. This was the Freestyle Cruise edition, and yeah, so it's all in there. I go in there and I clean it up, I edit it. I might, I try to keep it tight. There's a lot of stuff that's monotonous every newsletter, so I take those pieces out, but it still comes out to almost a 300-page book.
That's
And then in the middle was really dope, right? So right in the middle of it, if you look here, I created 4 pages where you could get them autographed. So my granddaughter took this on the cruise.
right.
And she's got every artist that was on that cruise signed it.
Yo, that's dope.
So now this is for 2022, and next year we'll have another one.
And
So I'll keep the same idea. I might just change the color.
and then you're just gonna bring the new book on the next cruise.
Yeah, or wherever else, wherever I'm going,
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, so I thought it was a good idea. It's a little pricey than the other books, only because I wanted to use premium paper and I wanted to use color. So you see, the pictures are all in color.
Yeah.
So I knew if I did the color, it was going to be pricey. But I do it more to give out the information, because if you saw how much I make per book, you'll laugh. You'll be like, why would you do that? I'm like, well, I have it, but it's like peanuts, but it goes out. So, so Amazon gives me a bottom line. They say, well, this is the lowest you can sell it for. I say, okay, well, that's what I want to sell it for. Right. I just want it out there. And then what I do is I give away the e-copy, like a Suzy, so I want people to have my stuff. It's not about, making money from it. I really want people to have my stuff. So again, I appreciate you getting the book. Speaking of, before I even forget, because I will forget.
All right.
I got something for your listeners. Okay. After this interview, Freestyle for Life, the book that you picked up.
Yep.
The Kindle version, I'm going to release for free at midnight actually, it's not even going to be midnight. It's going to come out at 11 p.m. and it's going to be to all of your listeners for free. They just got to go Amazon, type in my name, Freestyle for Life, download the book. It's a 300-page book. Did really
there you go, guys. A lot of reading. So what made you start doing the freestyle newsletter? When did you first start it?
Last year, the beginning of last year. Well, not really, because the Freestyle Blast comes from like 2000. I would have to say like 2005. Okay. So I used to do everything online. And I had a massive email list. My email list was like 97,000 people. And what happened was I tapped into the Winter Music Conference, and I had a good connect in there. And they hooked me up with a lot of emails. Not that many, I worked them over the years, but email was so new still. So to get people's email was really easy. So everybody had it on their business cards. And I built that. So what I used to put the newsletter together as a blast. That's why it's called Freestyle Blast.
Right.
And I had my roster, because I'm an agent. So I used to have my roster on there. I used to blast it everywhere. So, and it used to go all over the country and actually overseas as well. And everybody used to love it, And it was annoying though. I would blast the hell out of it. I remember getting in the elevator with TK and them, and they were like, hey man, I love the blast, man. But damn, bro, like every day, man, like it's just hitting my I'm like, yo.
Yeah. I remember seeing it.
You remember it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I've been a fan since it came out, when freestyle first came out.
Man.
And then I remember back in the day, like when internet first hit.
Yeah.
And they had these freestyle websites where people go there and they post up. It was like before
the message board.
Yes. Remember Club Freestyle was one of them.
And then Law Entertainment, mine.
Yep, yours. And then there was
Style and Free. I don't remember for Style and Free or Law Entertainment.
And then they had one called UFC. It was United Freestyle Community.
Yes.
That was another one. And so that's how I kept informed. Because I think at the Club Freestyle you used to
I was on there.
Yeah, you was posting stuff. I remember. That's how I remember all that.
Yeah.
And that's going
Yeah.
way. That's early
Yeah,
2000.
good old days, man. I was working at Metropolitan Records at that time.
Yeah,
So I was
because I
basically
remember.
in front of a computer all day long.
Right, right. Oh
You know?
yeah, oh yeah. Because I remember. You remember when internet first came out? You had the AOL dial up. You got to.
Oh yeah.
Then if somebody try to call you, it cut you off.
Oh my God. Yeah, so what you do is you log on and go use the bathroom.
Yep.
By the time you come back, you should be logged on.
Yeah, no, but yeah, that was like good reading. That's how I kept up,
Yeah.
because we didn't have social media like we do now, and now every single freestyle artist is able to promote their stuff and
Yeah.
connect with other people.
People think they say, well, now, because of the internet, because back in the days, you need a distributor, you needed all these outsiders. You don't need that anymore.
Right,
So you would think it makes it easier, but at the same time, it also makes it more difficult because now you got a ton of competition.
right,
So now the hustle isn't really, who can you get to help distribute you or push your stuff. Is like, how hard are you willing to work?
right.
How hard are you willing to get on social media and use it the way it's intended to be used?
So I know I saw one of your YouTube videos because I follow you on YouTube also,
Okay.
and I saw one of your videos. You was explaining. It was like I think it was the 5 simple steps of promoting a show or being a promoter.
Okay. Or probably booking an artist.
So is that one of your books too? You have a
I
book?
have one called 7 Simple Steps to Getting Started. It's called Freestyle Promotions and the 7 Simple Steps to Getting Started. Yeah.
Now, when you first, what made you decide to first become a promoter?
Well, I'm actually, a manager agent. So,
Okay.
that's I'm not really a promoter, but I work with all the promoters, which is why I was able to put a book out like that. Because if I was just a promoter, I can only really tell you my perspective of how I did things, how I would promote. But
Right.
because I work with all the top promoters around the country, you're talking about the Alan Becks, the Bobby D's. You could go on. Since I'm an agent, they're very open with me. A lot of times, I'm talking to these people from the whole idea, just the idea. Hey, I have an idea about doing a show at this venue. And that's when we begin talking. So I start to hear their ideas. And even though I don't share their secrets or their ideas, the ideas are pretty general. And what happens is I'm able to tell in time, and it was just a natural progression. I was able to tell what was working for some people, what wasn't working for some people. And as an agent, and a lot of agents didn't do this, I want my promoters really to win. It wasn't about let's hit them, let's get this concert, let's make as much as we can, and then move on. It was about really trying to cultivate them and nurture them and really try to help build them. That's why I used to get on artists if artists would mistreat promoters and vice versa. If they would, overcharge a promoter, and I would find out, I would tell artists, I would say, listen, we need this guy to stay in business. What you're doing, you're going to end up having them, they need to make money. If they're not going to make money, they're not going to be in business. I get promoters that come to me and they're excited. And I'll say, okay, what do you want to do? And they say, well, I want to do this. And, I want first artist. I want Stevie B. Okay, Stevie B. A lot of money. He's expensive. How big is your venue? 500 capacity. You can't do it. However, there are people that will try to sell that. And they'll make a nice commission from that. The only thing what's going to happen, he's not going to make any money and he's going to quit. Now we all lose.
Right.
A lot of times I might go back to them and say, listen, let's do this. You got 500 capacity. Why don't we do this? Why don't you get a DJ in there, do a couple months and try to create a freestyle night? Then what we'll do is we'll see what's happening. We'll get a feel. Now, I know all the markets. I do, everything from West Coast to Chicago, Florida, all over into Hawaii. So I know who works good where. I'm fortunate to be with artists that are pretty broad. My artists are not just New York artists, or we travel everywhere. We're all over the place. So, and since I'm an agent, I know what the packages look like. So somebody says, well, I want to do this artist, and this artist in Chicago. I'll be like, okay, this artist and this artist will work, but this one, let's switch them up for this one. Or you don't need them. Save that money.
Right.
And because I need them to stay in business. I need them to keep doing what they're doing. A lot of times I'll downgrade their show and the artist that they want. I'll say, listen, this is the artist I recommend. They're gonna give you a great performance. They're dope, they're easy to accommodate, they're not that expensive, and you're gonna sell it out. You're gonna do really, if not, you're gonna do really well, and you're not gonna take a serious hit. Then next month we'll do it again, and this is who we're gonna use this time.
Okay.
And I'm a big advocate as keep it consistent. I tell promoters all the time, yo, if you leave a month out and you leave that gap and you were successful in the last one, somebody's gonna step in your place. It happens every single time somebody does that. Somebody's doing really well. They're on there. They're promoting every single month. All of a sudden, they want to take a break. I'm like, well, shit, the minute you take a break, somebody's stepping in there. And they
Right.
do.
So you're saying if Club A is banging out freestyle, boom, every Friday night or every Saturday, boom, boom, boom.
No, for shows, I recommend once a month, not once a week. That's
right. Okay.
Yeah. Right. But yeah, if you're gonna do, bring a DJ in, do it every week. That's fine.
Right.
But if you're gonna bring in artists, do once a month, but keep it consistent, because the minute you open that gap and when somebody comes in, it always happens. And I tell them, hey, I told you, right?
Yeah. So with the DJs, you just warming up the customers.
Yeah. People can have a great time with just a DJ. A good DJ could keep it going, and then they don't even have to charge admission. It could be a free admission. It works for everybody, and it kind of warms up the market.
Right. Yeah, because they make the money at the bar.
Yeah.
And
listen, people want to know. They want to have a home. So especially us, most of us, we got 40, 45 on up. That's our market now.
Right.
You're at the core market. A lot of us, we're very careful about what clubs we're going to go to. We're not trying to fight. Shit hurts these days, and nobody trying to, we want to go have a good time, have a couple of drinks, and go home. That's it. So you need a way of bringing the people in so they could kind of acclimate with the club and see, hey, is this a place I want to be? And if you're giving them all of that, they're going to come back. Now you can announce an artist and bring them in. And I recommend this so much. People don't realize that there's still so much money in this. I've been making a living on this for almost 40 years, 35 years. And there's still a lot of room. So I'm always trying to encourage promoters. People come to me and they're like, yo, I'm thinking on I'm like, well, then do it. Come on, I'll help you. No strings attached. Let's try to get you going.
Right. So let me ask you, with freestyle, it's never been like noticed, like in the when you do the Grammys, you never hear them bring the freestyle award for this year and the Grammys to so and so. What's your thoughts on that?
It's a shame. It's a shame, but I honestly, I blame a lot of that on the leaders of those days.
Okay.
So it's a lot of the leaders that were leading the genre in those days, the managers and some of the producers and promoters. They weren't trying to take it there. There was a few that were trying, but you really need everyone to be on the same page. Was it possible? Absolutely. Look at how many years later we're doing arenas.
Right.
Everybody knows this genre. There's videos of J-Lo singing, Silent Morning. It's everybody knows it. Why it didn't get recognized like that? No.
Do you think it'll ever get there now, or do you think it's too late?
It's hard to tell, but I don't think that should ever be a focus. I think we need to really focus. My biggest concern these days is we're getting older. A lot of us are dying off. Then there's nobody that we pass the torch to. There's no one else. There's no one who's going to maintain. I worked my ass off. I would like to be remembered for at least a century after I'm gone. And the way things are going, that might not happen. We don't have that. This is one of the reasons why I did books. Books last forever. They outlive us all. And this was one of the ideas I had. It was like, well, what can I put out there that when I step off, my great-great-grandchildren have something? It's not about the money. It's about, can people pick up these books later on and say, what the hell is this freestyle stuff? And then go online and do their research. Now it reopens. But I would love to see that happen now before I step off.
No, I hear you because I got my kids. They grew up me playing it around the house, in the
Right?
car, and then like now that they're grown, they'll tag me in a video on Facebook and
Oh,
they'll
shoot.
throw in a freestyle video and say, "Yo, Dad, remember this? You used to play this in the car, drive us crazy."
That's
But
dope.
but they love it though. They like
Yeah.
listening to it because like when I grew up, my dad used to play salsa all the time, and I was like, I used
Okay.
to get annoyed. And now here on Triple Threat FM Radio, I got a Latin Monday show, so
Oh,
I'm
shoot.
I'm playing all the Latin
Look at
hits,
that.
and on
Look
Friday
at
I'm doing doing the freestyle because I love them both. So
Right, right.
I got both of
But that's
both
a good
worlds.
mixture. Those two, go together really well. That's why you got a lot of freestyle artists that did the salsa and they did Latin music. So those are sister genres there.
Yo, yeah, because you know what? And a lot of the artists, I so far from what I heard, these guys they did great and they
Yeah,
sound good. I mean, they could
yeah.
do salsa and they could do freestyle and they draw more of a crowd.
Our artists are very talented. They're very talented. They're very passionate. I mean, sometimes it's hard for people who don't do what we do, travel and really see the impact that this genre has had all over the world. And to go into an arena now and see, the Bobby D shows, we're doing 21,000 people.
Wow.
The Alan Beck, 14,000 people. These are freestyle people 30 years later, and they want to hear the classics. They
Right,
want,
right.
you know, that's a big deal. But sometimes I talk to people who are like in one market there, and they're just fans. They're not in the business, so it might be in New York. Yeah, whatever happened to freestyle, man? It died. I used to love it, and I'm like, oh no, go to this site, man. Freestyleblast.com, and let me show you what's going on. And that's the whole purpose of that. And I tell a lot of people, share it. It's for us. I'm not selling it. I don't sell stuff like that.
So
You know?
how can the listeners and the people watching on YouTube, how can they get on that mailing list? I'm already on it, but let them know how to. Freestyleblast.com. Write it down, folks. Freestyleblast.com.
Go on there. It's free. It comes out on the 15th of every month. They're quick reads. They're probably like 12-minute reads. I bring it behind the scenes. I try to get angles of stories, not your typical. So I'm not sitting there with artists taking, interviewing them. We've done that. I really want to try to get people from a different angle. I want to see people, sitting down eating lunch. Somebody, I'm trying to go, show people a different angle. I bring my camera, my phone backstage. I'll take pictures, let's say, of the cover girls backstage. I'll take a picture of the mixing board, just things that most people wouldn't see. And then I'll try to explain what's going on. What is it that we're doing? And try to encourage people that, hey man, there's still a business here, a real viable business with some pretty decent money. Some of these promoters, they come off. That's why they do it.
You're right.
They do it,
So lay out your day. You have the cover girls with you at a show, at a big show. How does that day start from beginning to their actual performance?
So a lot of times Angel and I, we like to fly out the night before.
Okay.
Just so we don't have the rush. So we'll fly out the night before, get to the venue. Get to the hotel, and then in the morning the others will come. Sometimes the others want to come in the night before, and we usually just kind of chill out a bit when we get there. We might go eat. A lot of times, believe it or not, man, we're resting. We're in the hotel. We're resting. The girls sometimes, because the girls don't really communicate until we're on the road. And I think that's important. And that's important for a really good relationship. Sometimes you see, and I have all the originals. And we've been together now. The originals have been together since 2011. There hasn't been any beefs, and we try to keep it where they really don't communicate until we get over there. So when they finally meet up at the at the hotel, and they go down, have lunch. A lot of times I'll stay up. I'll send Angel down with the girls so they can kind of like have a little power, have a little privacy, and they can kind of catch up. Because remember, they go way back before I was even in the picture.
Right.
So they could go and talk about and kind of, and it makes for a really good it just kind of bonds them right before a show. And then a lot of times they'll go into the gym in the hotel,
Right.
and they'll use the mirrors and they'll rehearse. They'll use the phone and they'll kind of warm up to everything. And then usually around 3 o'clock, we might go out and do a sound check. So the venue will come, they'll send a bus for us or a car. We'll go to the venue. We do a quick sound check. My sound checks are quick. They're like 30 seconds. All I want to know is that when I press play, the music plays and that the mic's alive. That's it.
Okay.
I don't need to do, because we don't have a whole band. So, and there's a lot of other acts most of the time who are waiting for sound check, and I don't want to be selfish. So we
Right.
Once that's done, a lot of times we leave, we go back to the hotel, we might eat something, or we might even, if we're going on early at that venue, we might stay at the venue. They'll have us accommodated in the dressing room, and then the girls will go, they'll get ready, and then it's showtime, and everybody's excited, and my stomach is upside down and never ends. I get really, really anxious. I just always wanted to go right. The girls seem fine. Angel's like nothing bothers her. Like it doesn't. She doesn't get worried. It's like, and well, she says she does, but you don't see it at all. Like
Right. She covers it pretty good.
she can't wait to get up there. She won't, she loves what she's doing. Then they'll go up there and they'll do the show, and once the end of show me is over, it's like you get to exhale, and then now we go back to the hotel. A lot of times when we go back to the hotels, we'll stay in the lobby because we don't want to bring everybody up to our room, and we'll have friends and family. We're like, meet us at the hotel. We're all in there. You'll see all the artists will come. You have Lisa there. You have everybody there. Everybody's got their people. I'll buy some pizza pies and some sodas. And we'll just chill out, and that's how we pretty much all catch up. And then that's at the end of the night, and we don't see anybody till the morning. So everybody's getting back to the airport. That's your typical day, and it doesn't change. It's pretty constant.
It's pretty much you guys hang out at the hotel after the show, and then meet each other at the airport and say, "See you at the next trip." And
pretty much at the lobby. In the lobby of the hotels, where we pretty much say bye to everybody because everybody's getting on different planes at different times, and so we're not going to really see each other after that.
That's great. That's great.
But it's so exciting. You got to realize too, and even with the artists like Angels, these aren't just like our peers or friends. These are people that we're fans of too. So it's nice to see them. I mean, I've known them for years. I've worked with practically every single one of them. But when I see them, I still get excited. All of them. I love seeing them. And I kind of dread the day that I won't see them anymore. That's a big dread for me.
So what future events do you have with the Cover Girls?
Okay, Cover Girls. Well, I split it between Angel OCG and the Cover Girls. So we just did the cruise March 5th. I have Angel OCG and Little Suzy in Chicago. So we're doing that Rock and Roman with Lizette, a bunch of other acts there. But I have my girls there. Let's see, that's March. April 1st, we're up in the Bay Area. That's just Angel by herself. April, May, June. June. All right. So we have like the Greek Theater coming up. We have Alan Beck. We have Palm Springs at the end of March. We're doing Palm Springs, California on the 24th of March. Then we're shooting over to the YouTube Arena in LA the next day. We're doing Sacramento on Sacramento is, I think, July 1st. Yeah, July 1st. Yeah, and then we're doing, I just booked El Paso. I have Angel and Little Suzy there. I had the Cover Girls, but it was just we did everything too last minute, and it was just we were having problems getting everybody on point. So they wanted Angel, or it was originally an Angel show.
Right.
And a lot of times I try to convert it to a Cover Girl show if the budget permits. Whenever I could turn it into a Cover Girl show, I do, So, but we're booked up pretty much until like September.
Oh, okay, that's great. So,
yeah, it's beautiful.
Do you have do the Cover Girls have anything coming out soon, like brand new, or do you just stick to the classics?
We stick to the classics. Now and we're always open because we get producers that say, "Hey, I got something. Can we send it?" And we're like, always send it because we don't know. But realize this, me in particular, because the Cover Girls have some You're a DJ. Massive records,
Yes.
incredible records. I don't want me personally. I can't compete with that. So I don't want their legacy to be anything less than what the brilliance that has already come from them. I don't want to do that. And that's fine. We can continue to give, and the audience wants to see the classics. We're able to take the cover. If you missed, I never saw the cover girls in the 80s. I wasn't around. I was away.
Oh, word?
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
So for me to put the group back together, it was an incredible experience.
Okay.
I missed that whole boat because from like 86 to like 90, I was gone.
Okay.
So, as a matter of fact, when you read Freestyle for Life, you'll get the idea. It's not about me, but it's very parallel to my life when you read that book.
That I'm looking forward to that. And then after I read it, I'm gonna hit you up.
Definitely.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit you up. Then I'll put a what is it? We can put a review on Amazon.
Absolutely, please do.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it. I know your brother Keith sent me the link.
Yeah, shout out to Keith. Yeah, he just called me a little while ago, and he goes, he goes, I mentioned Ryan to you a long time ago. He wanted to do it. I said, man, I don't remember. I said, I don't remember. He goes, yeah, you were busy. I'm like, oh man, I wouldn't just brush it off. I probably was busy. I just don't remember, bro. The age is doing it, man.
Yeah, no, but he did tell me you was like busy during the time I did ask.
Okay.
So I said, you know what?
I appreciate it though. Yeah. No, I mean that's my baby brother, man. And you know what's so cool is that we were pretty much separated for a long time. We have the same father. We're both Mercados, different moms, and the father was a Rolling Stone. So we didn't really grow up together. And I have a sister, his sister, which is my sister. Now me and her, we were pretty close. So he's a little younger than me. My sister's closer in age. And they remember me. Keith was too young to even get into clubs, and I was already working with little Suzy at that time.
Right.
So I've been working with her since she was 5 years old. So Inez, my sister, used to come to the club. So it was crazy that years later I found my brother on Facebook, just out of the blue. I said, let me see if Keith is here, and I found him several years ago, and it was just crazy that this dude grew up a freestyle fan. I was like, what? And
oh yeah, he's a big freestyle fan.
He's a fan of a lot of music. Like he knows.
Oh yeah, he loves his rock because he loves the classic rock.
Yeah. So he's a good dude, man. He gave you mad props. So
yeah, no, great guy, and he talked highly of you. And I said, let me try, and then I'll thank you for being on the show.
No, absolutely, man.
Appreciate it. I can't wait to get the book. It better arrive on Sunday.
Yeah, and remember now, everybody, please, you go to Amazon. When this is over, you go to Amazon.com and just type in my name, Latif Mercado. You're gonna see a book called Freestyle for Life. It has this cover right here. It has this cover. The Kindle, not the paperwork, not the paperback. You gotta buy that one. I can't give that away for free, but the Kindle is absolutely free. And I think you have till like midnight to get it. Download for free. Yeah, you got like an hour to No, because it's Pacific time.
So
Amazon is on Pacific time.
So my East Coast, they got 11 o'clock East Coast time. It starts.
No, actually, it ends East Coast time. It's going to end. It looks like it's going to end at 3 a.m.
So when does it start on the East Coast?
It's already on. It's live right now.
Oh, it's right. Oh, so they can get it now while we're on the show.
They can get it right now. I don't want them to leave the show though.
Don't leave the show. But if you got them smart TVs, you can watch. You can watch.
Get the book. Even if you don't read it right away, get the book. It's like a 300-page book. It's a really great story. A lot of reviews. Little Suzy gave me a review. Angel, Freddie, the edit, Tim Shoma. We got a lot of reviews on there. If you look at the back, people love that book. It's a classic right now. I
Yeah,
wrote that in 2010, released in 2011.
I'm definitely. Then I'm gonna get. Just let me know which order, in what order they came out.
Okay.
So once I'm done reading the first one, boom, I go to the next one.
Okay. Okay. I
Yeah,
will.
no, yeah, because I know
I
that you got
appreciate
other
it.
books in there, and they all look interesting.
Yeah, so I have Freestyle was the next one. That was the one that Lil Suzy on the cover. It's about a vampire. He's a freestyle artist. He happens to be a vampire. Dope book. Very difficult to write because I was never a vampire fan. I just had this crazy idea. I just thought it was great. And then after I wrote it, I kind of consulted with someone who was a vampire like fanatic,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
he basically ripped it apart. He said, "Man, you can't write this stuff, man. They don't do this." I'm like, "What? Oh, the community that they a vampire community. Community would tear this apart." I'm like, "What?" So I went back, and I was gonna release it. I waited another year, and I started studying all. I went on freaking creepy vampire websites that were freaking me out. I was like, "Yo, I don't even like to be on this. This is kind of crazy."
Yeah.
And I studied all the Anne Rice books and watched the Queen of the Dam and interview with it because I wanted to. The only one they said stay away from was Twilight, of course, because
Right. Yeah,
that's
yeah.
basically what I wrote the first time, you know.
Oh,
And I just dived in there, and I got a totally different level of respect for that whole community. And it's crazy because it's about a vampire who travels during the day in her tour bus that's set up like a tomb. There's no windows.
oh,
And then at nighttime, she goes to the clubs, and her manager stands on the side of the stage, and he watches those fans who are like really like into her, and they're singing her songs and they're dancing, and he invites them to the back room after the stage. Now, this is after the show. Now, this is very typical Latif Lil Suzy show. This is how we
okay.
do it. Okay. So the only thing is we don't have a tour bus. We do it on a plane. But after the show, few fans, we bring them back, meet the artist. The only thing is in the book, when you introduce them, to the artist, they really don't come out of the room.
All right.
At
So
least not the
say
same
no,
way they went in.
say no more because I got to save it so I can read it. Don't spoil it.
I won't. I won't.
And then if I read it, I'm gonna tell everybody. Say, yo, you got to get that book. He
Yeah,
wasn't lying. It's
I
dope.
appreciate it. I
It's
appreciate
dope. Yeah, but I am looking forward to reading the book because
it.
I'm tracking it like on my phone.
Yeah,
You track your packages. I'm like,
I know. I
so
know.
it'll be here Sunday by
Yeah,
8
there's
o'clock.
always Amazon in my front door. Sometimes my wife and I will pull it up into the driveway, and it's like 3 or 4 boxes there. I look at her, I'm like, "You ordered something?" She's like, "Nah, did you?" One of us, we don't know which one of us, because we're both ordered. And we
Right.
can always show, "Hey, this is mine. Hey, I was waiting for that. Hey, I forgot about that."
You ever
So
do book signings when you have a book come out?
a lot of times when I go on the road, like she wants me to do book signings. It's just when I'm on the road, I'm so busy. I gotta watch girls.
Right, right.
So it's really hard for me. But what happens? A lot of fans bring the books, and I love to sign them. I love to. I love to. I'm on it. So when they bring the books, I sign whatever they want me to sign.
Okay.
So yeah, but it's hard for me to do a signing because I'll have one eye on it. Just won't work.
Right. No,
Yeah,
well, that's cool.
yeah.
So whenever you come down to New York to do a show, and I can come down,
Well,
I'm
don't
gonna bring the book.
forget, you guys know April 15th, Club Amadeus in Elmhurst, Queens. I got the original cover girls there. It's the first show in New York City in 35 years.
Okay.
Okay. So
Send me
put
the
it out.
info so I can promote it on here.
I got you. I got you.
Yeah. So that
You
might be a
know?
show I got to go to.
Yeah. Yeah. So, we waited for a long time. I had other offers in the past, but the promoters weren't right because, there was a lot of politics going on. And I told the girls, I don't know if I got them on the Wendy Williams show. Did you see that?
Yes.
That
Yes.
was last May. So that was a
Mm.
big deal. And I had to keep that on the down low while I was making it happen. And everything had to be timed right. It was Leah Remini and Michelle Visage. It was their last show. Because they were hosting it. And everything and they came out as a surprise.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Yep. That was cool.
I told the girls, "Oh, you can't say anything." And then once it was released, I knew it was released and we had it. Sure enough, the phone started ringing here. And I said,
Right.
they were like, "How did you?" I'm like, "It's already done." You know, and I promised the girls, I said, when I bring you to New York for the first time, it's gonna be huge. And that was it. That was New York for the first time.
Oh yeah, no, that was a cool. Yeah, that was cool because was it Leah Remy?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
she was like all excited when I saw
yeah,
that.
yeah. And Michelle Visage from Seduction.
Yeah, okay.
Her Angel and Betty D from Sweet Sensation, they used to perform together as a group named BAM. It was almost like my S.A.L. group.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
really?
so Betty, Angel, Michelle.
Okay.
Yeah, it's short-lived, but it was a great concept.
Yep.
If I would have managed it, it would have still been around. But but apparently whoever was handling it they didn't hold on to it.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Wow. Listen,
Yeah.
I want to thank you for being on the show, man.
Thank you.
I enjoyed doing this interview.
Yeah, man. Anytime, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate what you're doing.
Thank you.
Know, I hope your listeners got some good information. It's a little different. My information is a little different. It's from a totally different angle.
I hope everybody's getting your book. After the show.
And don't forget
that book and put the.
And don't forget
freestyleblast.com.
Guys, go on right now. It's free. There's no strings attached. Get the newsletter. You can read all the issues from the last year, and then you will get it in your email every single month on the 15th.
So yeah, make sure you get on that, because the only thing with me, I have to go to my spam, and then I went to
whitelist it. You got to whitelist it. So you got to go in there. I think you got to right click it and then allow, because you're using Gmail, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So you got to tell Gmail, hey, whitelist this, and they do that for your protection.
Yep. But yeah, I did that, and now I got the last one.
Yeah.
Boom, it popped up.
They're short, man. Read them, get into them, and there's this. And if you got any ideas, always hit me up. Say, hey, what if you did something like this?
Right.
So,
oh, that'll work. But hey, if you have anything from me, that you want promoted, I got you. I got you, man. I appreciate you. You want to give any shout outs before you go?
Yeah, shout out to of course, the cover girls, little Suzy, my wife in particular, my brother Keith again. Man, I got my boy Larry Banks. I know he's on here right now. I forgot like 30 people, but that's cool. Shout out to everybody, and shout out to you and what you're doing, bro. Thank you.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you. So we're gonna go into one of the cover girl songs.
Hey, let's do it.
To go and Because of You.
There you go.
Was that written for you?
My favorite. It sounds like it was, right?
Yeah. So hey.
Yeah. It's written for me now.
All right. Thank you, my brother.
Thank you, brother. Be cool.
All right. Bye-bye.